Hello, my fair citizens. My name is Strider Stone. I'm the mayor of Sodium City, and today we have a little bit of a change of pace. For this week's Magic stream, there was a ton of spoilers and a ton of information, and it's really going to make a huge impact on both Explorer, but mainly Historic. So I really wanted to go over and do just some type of reaction, I guess you would say. We're trying to be React Andes. We're going to mix up the content a little bit, so let me know in the comment section below if you want to see more content like this. Obviously, tap that like button, attack that sub button, stay salty, and enjoy the video.
Welcome to a very, the extra berries are just about how...
Blake, talk into the right part of the microphone. Come on.
Are just about how special this monthly announcement day is here on Weekly MTG. It's maybe the most anticipated monthly announcement day of the year, because we are talking about Dominaria United. So special, even quarantine couldn't keep me away. I am not coming to you from inside Wizards of the Coast headquarters, but we are going to bring you tons.
You think Wotc could send you a better microphone, though?
Tons and tons and tons of news about Dominaria United. We've also got a little bit to share about Jumpstart 2022 and an upcoming event we like to call Wizards Presents. We are going to get to all of that and more.
I give Blake so much shit.
We have a ton to share with you, ton to talk about.
I really do. I probably give him way more shit than I should, but it's always the same shit. To be fair. It's always the mic quality.
Promotions.
I guess that's more the production's fault. But if I was Blake, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck?
Not gonna waste any of your time.
Like, his production team should know this.
We're 100%. Right into it with a bit of news first.
He like jacks off over the production team. He's like, oh my god, this production lead, he's always helped. It's like there's always production problems, and I don't fucking understand.
On Jumpstart 2022. So Jumpstart 2022 is a highly anticipated release, and we can officially...
Sweet. I like the packs. Packs look cool. Are these actual cards? Because that'd be sweet.
Of this year, and here's a little sneak peek at what the packaging looks like, and you can start maybe guessing what some of the themes might be. Now, a reminder that Jumpstart 2022 is an individual release, main booster set releases. So we're actually going to talk.
Oh my god, I forgot how good quality, good audio quality this is.
But Jumpstart 2022. The full complete set is coming out.
Dude, these packs are sick, though.
Additionally, a little reminder that the Fortnite and Magic Secret Lair collaboration...
Blake, twist your mic!
Available for pre-order today.
Needs to go beside...
You can learn more about that drop and...
Tuck into the knobs.
But now let's get into it. So, we're going to talk Dominaria United. I'm going to try to contain my excitement enough to tell you all of the things. But if the excitement spills out, just know that it's because I have been playing for a long time. And like many of you, Dominaria holds a really special place in my heart. So anytime we return to it, I'm super stoked. So
because you're a control player.
Some of the sort of nuts and bolts stuff out of the way. So if you tuned in early, you might have seen some of the key artwork. So,
you know what? I bet you $20 Blake has a body pillow of Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Let's take a look at this piece by Justina.
$20.
Featuring Jaya, Ajani, and Teferi, who are all going to play
pretty cool
starring roles in this set. We're going to see one of their cards later.
Could we just get a set without Teferi or Jace, please? Like any set without either of those, please? Can we get more Mordenkainen? We need more Mordenkainen. Whoever the fuck that guy is. He has big dogs, and big dogs are awesome.
In this show, and of course, we're going to learn a little bit more about what they're all doing on
Mordenkainen is D&D. Fuck.
Dominaria right now, and what is going on behind this.
Well, he's tight as fuck anyway.
Scenes. Next up, we have the expansion symbols. So,
guy with magical watchdogs. He's tight as fuck anyway.
The top row right there is for the main Dominaria United set. The one below it is the Commander Dominaria United set. And then next,
more uncounterable cards in red and white. We need a 5-mana Thought Distortion.
So mark your calendars.
That would be great. You know how fucking busted that would be? Can we get that?
Is what's coming up for Dominaria United. Now, as we've done for the last few sets, and especially because Dominaria United lore plays such a big part in Magic, we are going to lead with the story. So starting on August 10th, you'll be able to start reading...
But wait, there's lore.
The Dominaria United story on dailymtg.com. In there on August 6th.
Surrounded by ogres. But I have Mordecai's special watchdog cast.
We're going to have a world building video where we'll talk about Dominaria in past, present, and possibly future. And then August 18th is the big day. We will have the debut for Dominaria United with the beginning of previews alongside Wizards Presents, and we will talk a little bit more about that later in the show. We're also trying something a little bit different with Dominaria United. For the past few sets, we've done the Commander deck previews after we finished the main set previews. But we've heard a lot of feedback that players want to learn more about those.
You need to replay Summoner again? I don't know what that
on
is.
day 2 of previews, August 19th, we will have the full Commander deck.
I don't really
previews.
think
We're going to talk a little bit more about those later as well.
I care about the key dates.
Then previews are done by August 26th. But of course,
announcements of announcements.
The set will release on Magic the Gathering Arena and Magic Online on September 1st.
I'm so excited.
It is, as we noted, with Streets of New Capenna. We tried we were experimenting with the tabletop release first, and it was going to revert back for Dominaria United. So just a reminder that the digital release will be coming first for
yes.
United.
Good.
Pre-release events September 2nd through the 8th.
It's your favorite game of all time? I've never even heard of it. Are you talking about Summoner's War?
Later in the show. The worldwide release and launch weekend, of course, kick off on September 9th. And then we've got Game Day, Commander Party events, and the Store Championship coming up throughout September and October. And we are going to talk about the promos for those sets as well. And then, of course, wouldn't be a set without all of these fine products. So you can take a look, try to guess what some of these characters are, what some of this means.
Who the fuck is this Lolf?
On the collector boosters.
Who is that?
Raise a few flags for longtime fans of the game.
Who is this? Shiva with dreadlocks, right? Damn it. Okay. Wait. Rotate. Boom. Boom. It's perfect. Now she's like Helga Pataki. We figured it out. Picture has been tweeted.
But these are all of the products that are going to be coming out alongside Dominaria United.
Is that a real character, though? Maybe completed Braids? Oh, Braids. That's right. Braids is an actual character in MTG. Braids, MTG. She was on Dominaria, too. Is she a Planeswalker? Is Braids a Planeswalker, though? Just some random person, right?
But first, the most exciting thing.
So many questions.
Probably about this entire set. There's a ton of exciting stuff, but
like, why would the Phyrexians? They're like, oh, we completed a Planeswalker. Now let's get Braids.
If you're like me, but these are all of the products that are going to be coming out.
Is this 6 arms? Am I blind? It is 6 arms.
United, and we'll talk a little bit more. There's a ton of exciting stuff, but if you're like me, just returning to the world where everything started is enough to get you excited. Super excited to return to Dominaria. But we're also celebrating the start of the 30th year of Magic the Gathering. And as such, the team here didn't just go for nostalgia. They pulled out all the stops, including one magical stop at a warehouse in the middle of Washington State, where some legends were lost. So let's take a look at a video.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Magic's headquarters. We're excited to bring you the story of Magic's lost legends. At a warehouse deep in the middle of nowhere in Washington State, some long-forgotten cases of Legends booster packs printed in 1994 were found. We've opened these Legends cards, and we're going to put them inside of brand new collector booster packs of Dominaria United. Legends was a big deal. It was the first series to use multicolored cards and was released in 15-card packs. How long ago was 1994? Yeah, 28 years ago, but for context.
Got you dead. I don't know. I just Can Wotc just put cards in the receipt? Yeah, it wasn't. How many cards from Commander Legends or from this whatever?
It's the first series to use multi, and we're going to put them in some long-forgotten cases of Legends booster packs printed in.
Yeah, how many cards are on the reserve list from this set? A lot, right?
In 1994 were found.
Like, I can't even imagine this is fucking real in any fucking scenario.
We've opened these Legends cards, and we're going to put them inside of brand new collector booster packs of Dominaria United.
We found a bunch of cases, so instead of selling the cases for a shit ton of money, we decided to make more money by doing the old switcheroony and opening them ourselves. Just throwing them in bags. How are you going to do that with fucking distros? You have to actually send them to each individual distribution facility and pack, not even just distribution facility. Well, I guess just the packing facilities. It's always about the switcheroony.
United. Legends was a big deal. It was the first series to use multicolored
was a
cards
big
and was
deal.
released in 15-card packs. How long ago was 1994? Yeah, 28 years ago. But for context, let's see how Magic has grown
It's
in the
gotta
last
be
3
like
decades.
the biggest of fake.
The Legends expansion came out in 1994, which makes it older than Planeswalkers, Equipment, the Stack, Chandelar, Vintage. It's even
It was older than the stack? I thought the stack was like part of it.
older than the first ever Magic tournament.
There's such an awesome connection with Dominaria and sort of like the history of Magic, so it just feels like the perfect place for us to kick off the 30th anniversary because there's just
So either this legitimately happened. Okay, so you see here. All right. How much? Here you go. $60,000 for a box, plus $900 for shipping. Empty box. This is my point. $60,000 for a box. She's opening with gloves. All right. They said they found a bunch of cases. They opened them up with gloves. And then they decided to repack them individually in packs. So they would have had to take the open cards, ship them to various facilities, and had them pack it. What are the odds?
so much like history and lore and like so much nostalgia that's wrapped up in that plane.
And so we thought, like, hey, we found
They quoted you $15K? Damn.
these boxes of the original Legends in a warehouse, and we wanted to get them out into the world for our players to enjoy. And it really just, hey, we found these boxes of the original Legends in a warehouse, and we wanted to get them out
Really?
into the world for our players to enjoy. And it really just ties right into that theme.
I started playing around the time that Revised was out, and packs of Legends were already legendary. They were scarce, they were hard to come by.
You would hear whispers of cards, like, oh, now there's gold cards in Magic. And you're like, what does that even mean?
This will only be the second Legends booster I have ever opened.
Joining me now is Matt Danner. And Matt, you were actually on the team that found these Legends cards in a warehouse, which is like so many questions. So you knew a warehouse was shutting down and there was some product in it that you had to go get. Is that right?
Yeah, so maybe not that exciting to a non-Magic player to be like, hey, get in the car with your boss and drive 3 hours out into the middle of the desert. But when you know that the place is potentially full of Magic product from the early days of Magic, you're like, yeah, okay, I'm in.
So what did you do when you realized that you had found?
He is so... This seems so legit. Desert in Washington. The other side of the mountain. So Washington is basically split into two. There's the good part of Washington and then the bad part of Washington. So it makes sense that they would have lost a bunch of boxes, a bunch of cases, because nobody wants to go to that part of Washington, right?
Found cases of Legends boosters.
Seeing a single booster pack of a product that's 30 years old is like, that's exciting. You'll see it if you go out to shows. Seeing a sealed box is even more unreal, but seeing cases worth of Magic product from throughout the ages is unreal. It's an experience unlike any other.
I'm nervous. I don't want to handle the cards too hard.
Also, nice, easy open.
It's a sensory experience opening a pack of Magic cards. And there's this like a very distinct, like almost chocolatey smell.
They definitely smell different than new packs.
Well, you start things off by finally learning how banding works on this rule card, which is very exciting.
I have something to say because I love kobolds. I mean, who doesn't? I think any 0 mana spells are just inherently super exciting.
Kobolds are pretty cool.
Yep, that's a 0 mana creature. Doesn't do a whole lot, but it's a kobold.
Hashtag banding
It's trying its
sucks.
best.
Kobolds of Kirkeep, the cutest, one of the cutest cards in all of Magic, like completely undeniable. No Tabernacle though.
Joining me now are Natalie Kreider and Harless Snyder, who work here at Wizards of the Coast. I want you to take us, Natalie, inside the room where the cards were actually opened, just for the kind of nerdy people like me who want to know what the process was actually like to do so.
That would take so long if you found cases. I guess not super long, but if you were doing it so meticulously and you were doing it on camera and shit, it would take a little bit.
It was a assembly row of these very passionate wizards who are opening these packs and sifting through these cards. And we are all masked up. We are all wearing gloves to preserve these cards. And it would be a matter of opening these packs, going through these cards, and then handing them to the next person. Everyone just worked so hard to make sure that everything was correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems legit.
Incredible. Harless, can you take us through, from your perspective, how this whole process went?
Yeah, for me it was, hey, this is never gonna happen again. Can we make
You can knock it out in one night. It depends on how many cases.
Make sure that
Plus, it also depends if you were like sorting it and shit too.
we actually film this incredible experience.
Yeah.
And so I really got to experience it from the perspective of watching everyone as a group open these packs.
I don't think people really understood
What was that thing?
until there was that moment where you're in the room and you see these packs and it just goes quiet.
What was the impetus for this project?
We knew that this was going to be a once in a life.
Tabernacle? Why is everyone masturbating over Tabernacle? Is it worth like a fucking $28,000? No. Is it a good card at least? 3,200. All creatures now require an upkeep cost of 1 in addition to any other upkeep cost they may have. If upkeep cost is creatures not paid, the creature... That is fucking hilarious. Can we get a reprint of this, please? Can we get this in Arena? I would love to have this. I would love to hand this. Can we get... I need this. I need 4 of them. It doesn't tap for anything until you have Chromatic Lantern on the battlefield. Or the World Tree. Zawado!
Lifetime opportunity, and we thought, what better place to do this than to kick off Magic's 30th anniversary with Dominaria United.
Yeah, such a cool connection there to go really old with the brand new.
There's still some artists who do kind of art like this, but we don't see as much of the, say, like the watercolor-esque style. And it's always some of my favorites.
I love a lot of the old, the weird art where it's not even necessarily in a real setting. It's just so.
Demonic Torment. Target creature deals no combat damage during combat creature. Oh, creature cannot attack.
So abstract.
I do love like the
Blood Sun Sag.
old white mana symbols look a lot like eyeballs, and so I feel like whenever it's like double white, it's just a very intense like, I will cast this spell.
It's a frickin' tabernacle. That's pretty freaking cool. So someone here is gonna be real happy with one of these DMU collector boosters.
Holding the original is really cool, and it makes me feel like I'm 13 again.
It's crazy to see it actually come pack fresh and to hold it in my hand and be like, this is one of the cards that maybe somebody was opening it and it was just a card, but now
It's actually legit.
like over 20 years later, that you know that this has stood the test of time and it's still
Probably.
played today and it's still something that people cherish. Like, that's incredible.
It is the perfect set to take cards from 1994 and actually put them into packs.
And now we get to share them with you.
Although I do have a really odd question. The packs are from 94. I don't know how long they were in this warehouse. But if the warehouse was closing, does a warehouse not keep track of its inventory? Usually, every week you have to go through your warehouse and check your inventory to make sure shit wasn't stolen. You know, like as a warehouse manager, you gotta actually like keep tabs on your inventory. What kind of warehouse was this? That they just didn't keep track of their inventory. And they had multiple cases of this product that sells for $15,000 a box. They're like, yeah, we have $1 million worth of product in here that we didn't even know we had. It's like, that's crazy. I've never worked in a warehouse to where they don't do any kind of inventory, but maybe. Anyway.
Happy 30th anniversary, and I can't wait to crack some packs.
Anyway, that's fucking mind-blowing. I cannot believe that they're just like, hey, we found $1 million.
That is right. We have actual Legends cards from 1994 that are going to be showing up in Dominaria United.
Blake, talk into the right part of the microphone. You're gonna drive me crazy.
So a lot of these details.
You're gonna drive me crazy!
A lot of what I'm telling you right now is going to show up on dailymtg.com as soon as this stream is over. Let's go through some of them now. So these cards, we included cards of every rarity, so you can get everything from a common to a rare. There weren't any mythic rares back then.
Or a rules card.
We also only had a finite number of these. We literally did find them in a warehouse. Didn't know they were there until we showed up. And so about
That's
3%
fucking
of
ridiculous.
collector boosters will have a Lost Legends card in them.
3% of boxes will have a card, and it may be a common. Move away from the mic to breathe. I mean, I want a rules card. That would actually be pretty fire.
And it could be almost anything. So here,
Fuck was that?
so about 3% of collector boosters will have a Lost Legends card in them. And it could be almost anything. So here are some of the cards.
Could be almost. What do you mean almost anything?
You can open them. You can get Moat, Tetsuo Umezawa, Kobolds of Carekeep. Now, not every Legends card is going to be available as part of Lost Legends. Some we didn't open, some we didn't include.
Shit was a wild time back then.
If you head to Daily,
They were like, this is made in the medieval times. There was definitely racism in the medieval times, so they put it on cards. And I think at the time it seemed perfectly reasonable. And then I think one of the guys ended up being a racist. And so it became a little bit less reasonable. They're like, all right, turns out this is not okay.
when this stream is over, there will be an article about Lost Legends that will share all these details, including what is and is not going to be included in the Lost Legends promotion. But I know I am going to be looking for some of those Legends cards. It was a weird feeling to sit there and open them up and then immediately slide them over into the pile. But we had some big, just kind of opening parties.
Like there's an issue with the card's number and the index. Yeah. There was some type of correlation with the card and the card number and the index and the art. And I think and then the artist himself, it was like, if it was one of those things, I think it might have been okay. But it was like all three of them combined that made it like, okay, maybe this is a little weird. I also think people read into it a little bit too much, but it's like, whatever. Nobody uses the fucking card anyway. But I get their reservation. They're like, I don't want people dealing with this anyway.
We're going to get to experience.
Like, we don't want the blowback. We just like fucking get rid of it. Who cares?
Some of that amazing when you get to open Lost Legends with Dominaria United. But that's not the only note we've taken from
This is a
Legends.
perfect storm of really bad
we
stuff.
also
Exactly.
are using the Legends to retell stories and characters from the Legends era, because the Legends set, well...
When do you think they actually found the cases in the warehouse? Because there's no way this was recent. This would have had to... They had to have everything packed and to the distributors months ago. So they would have had to have these like a year ago. Right? Yes, Invoke Prejudice. It was that one.
Amazing and groundbreaking for its time, had some characters who were, let's say, really cool but underpowered.
Could you imagine keeping that secret? You're under NDA. Although, even if you said something, do you think anyone would believe you? Yeah, fucking right. I didn't even believe it.
And so, as part of Dominaria United,
I mean, it's not like I believe much, to be fair.
we're going to have what's called Legends Retold Box Toppers, which is a series of 20 cards that are going to take characters from Legends and reimagine them in a modern sense. So, for example, let's say you really enjoy the character Ramirez di Pietro from the original Legends set. It's a swarthy pirate. It's really cool. Pirates are pretty popular, but it's also,
Fuck yar.
6 mana 4/3.
First strike. That's it? It's just a 4/3 first strike for 6 mana.
What we did is we updated Ramirez di Pietro, and you can get...
This had to have gone through the design team as well. So they had to have had the idea to put it in the box before design even happened. So like 2 years ago? It would have had to been 2 years ago then. Like when COVID started. Or right around when COVID started. Maybe that's why they had to shut down the warehouse. That sounds about right.
This version,
That makes
Ramirez
sense.
Di Pietro Pillager for 2, a blue and a black, still a 4/3. Legendary creature, human pirate. When it enters the battlefield, you lose 2 life and create 2 treasure tokens.
It's
And then whenever
1.5
one of the pirates
this.
you control deal combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library.
It's an interesting commander. Are cheap commanders usually better than expensive commanders? Like on average? I feel like they always are. But I don't play commander.
You may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled.
Big fan.
Now, you can get Legends Retold box toppers.
I got my pipe and everything for that.
In a box of any product, and they will come in foil. If you have collector boosters, they will have these in both non-foil and the foil etched version that you see on the right. There are going to be 20 of these, and we're going to take a look at...
My boy Xanax has a new friend. Is Xanax a pirate? Oh my god, that would be so lit. Would surrender your booty to this guy?
Next up is Tor etched version.
To Ramirez?
On the right. There are going to be 20 of these, and we're going to take a look at 2 more.
You think?
Next up is Tor and the foil etched
Yeah, he can get it.
Version that you see on the right. There are going to be 20 of these, and we're going to take a look at 2 more. Next up is Tor. I had one of these from Chronicles, and I just thought this card was amazing. I was wrong. It's nostalgic, it's fun, makes me feel like I was 13, but Tor...
OP, the new one, 5 mana, 3/3, reach, lifelink. Rakdos with reach seems... And lifelink? What the fuck? What is this? Is this a green-white card and I'm blind? Am I colorblind? This is green-white, right? If another source you control would deal non-combat damage to a permanent or player, it deals that much damage +1 to that permanent or player instead. Wait, instead? So it doesn't deal damage to the permanent. It deals it to them. But if they have like 20 creatures out and you do an Anger the God, it's going to do 3 damage times 20, 60 damage, 80 total. 6 damage bolt? Oh, no, never mind. I'm blind. I'm an idiot. Never mind. Ignore me. It won't. Never mind. It still does it. It still does it to that same... Ignore me. Shut up.
Wotc the Younger.
I thought you could redirect it, but you can't. I thought you could redirect it. I don't know why. I thought you could redirect it. Which would have been fucking sweet. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it deals 2 damage to any target. Yeah, it is a 6 damage bolt. You're right.
Is a much better version. It is 3 black and a red for a legendary creature, human archer. Still a 3/3. It's got reach. It's got lifelink. Whenever another source you control will deal non-combat damage to a player or permanent, it deals that much damage +1 to that permanent or player instead. And whenever you cast an instant,
It's really weak unless you reanimate it or something. Yeah, I think it's water trash.
damage to any target.
It's like the as Kip Boga would say, it's like that foam stuff that you get after you boil some hot dogs and then you make a latte out of that foam.
The third one we're going to show off today.
That's what that is.
My fancy. It's Jasmine Boreal. This is just a 4/5 for 3.
We could assemble it. We could, and it's still garbage. Yasmin.
3, a white and green.
5 mana, 4.
Would be wildly outclassed these days, but it has some amazing.
Yeah, a hot dog water latte. Exactly.
Richard Kane Ferguson art, which made Jasmine endure a bit longer than it might have otherwise. So we've given Jasmine an upgrade.
Dude, that artwork's fucking sweet, though.
And Jasmine now.
Jasmine Boreal of the 7.
Comes in at 3 mana, 1, a green and a white. For a legendary creature, human, druid, it's a 2/4. But here's the nod to Jasmine's original form. It taps to add green and white, and you can spend this mana only to cast creature spells with no abilities. And then creatures you can.
No abilities or no active abilities? When was the last time anyone played a creature without abilities? What is good with no abilities? Yeah. The only thing I was thinking was like, I kept thinking of creatures that are like quote unquote not good / bad Like, I was thinking Galta. I was like, Galta doesn't really have an ability, but I was like, yeah, it does have an ability because it gets cheaper based on that is an ability. I was thinking like Gigantosaurus or some shit, but that has an ability because it's indestructible. 3 mana 5/4 green elf's not played a lot in a couple years ago. Yeah, but that's green. You can't even use this mana for that. I mean, you can, but it's 4 mana. This is 3 mana itself, so if you were going to cast a green creature, tokens, so you're going to tap, add green and a white to spend this mana to only cast a creature spell with no ability. So you can cast a token? Oh, Gigantosaurus isn't indestructible. I don't know why I thought he was. You're reading the second part? Oh, I'm still talking about the first part. But creatures you control with no abilities can't be blocked by creatures with abilities. That's actually kind of fucking disgusting. Because we can use this with a lot of things. GG, it's not a combo with green-white dork. I'm actually kind of glad it doesn't combo with bullshit. Because green-white is already actual bullshit.
Control with no abilities can't be blocked by creatures with abilities. You'll notice that these 3 are uncommons.
Savannah's Lions. Yeah, I know, but again, this adds a green and a white. Why are you going to play this on 3 and then tap it to cast a white 1 mana?
There will be rare versions of the Legends Retold.
You know what I mean?
20 in total, and we will be revealing those as we hit previews later in August. Now, as promised earlier, we are going to show off a little bit about the Commander and Jumpstart offerings in this set. So let's kick things off with the Commander decks. There are 2 of them. They're going to be released alongside Dominaria United on September 9th.
Are there always 2 Commander decks? I feel like there's only ever 2.
You'll see 2 of them here. One of them, called Painbow, is a 5-color deck led by...
Or is there like 3 or 4 in some
Jared
of them?
Carthalion. And Legends Legacy is a black...
Maybe this dork will do something in Modern
white
Legacy.
and red deck led by...
That's possible. Usually by 4. Yeah, see, I thought there was usually 4 as well.
Binder of Wills. And while we can't show you the Carthalion, and Legends Legacy is a black... One of them, called Painbow, is a 5-color deck led by Jared Carthalion.
Jared Pathalion. That's what it is.
And Legends Legacy is a black, white, and red deck led by Dihada, Binder of Wills. And while we can't show you the cards today, we will show you the artwork for the 2 commanders that are going to lead these decks. First up, Jared Carthalion.
Sick.
Followed by Dihada, Binder of Wills.
Can I get a feels hentai man in chat? Any feels hentai man emotes?
Now these commander decks also, like we've done recently, will include a collector booster
Any
sample
feels
pack,
hentai
which
man?
has 2 cards. One of which is going to have the stained glass treatment. So the stained glass treatment is one of the booster fun options here. Booster sample pack, which has 2 cards. One of which is going to have the stained glass treatment. So the stained glass treatment is one of the booster fun options here. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that stained glass treatment as we move through the show. But next up, let's talk about Dominaria Jumpstart. So Dominaria Jumpstart, as a reminder, is it's kind of taking the place of the old theme boosters. We know people love Jumpstart, and so we're giving them a chance to play it with every major release. With Dominaria United, there will be 10 themes, and let's throw those themes up on here.
Okay.
So white will have Core, Collation Legion. Blue will have Mystic Mischief and Arcane Mischief. Black will have Totally Merciless. Collation Core, Collation Legion. Blue will have Mystic Mischief and Arcane Mischief. Black will have Totally Ruthless, Totally Merciless. Red will have Ready to Charge and Ready to Attack. Green will have Beast Territory and Monster Territory. Now, each of these Jumpstart boosters will have 20 total cards.
Blake,
with 2 foil
your microphone, I swear to fuck. So the reason some of his words are you can actually hear, or parts of the words you can actually hear, and most of them you can't, is usually it's the p sounds. It's because the p sounds actually go usually around the microphone, and that's why you have the pop filters that are much larger than the microphone. But since he's talking out like the weird side of the microphone when he goes p, it actually goes around and hits the sensor of the microphone that he needs to, but the normal voice that he's saying doesn't. So you, and then he has like some noise reduction filter on it for whatever fucking reason, so it actually kind of cuts out some of his words. If there's one thing I hate more than anything else, it's sound issues.
To the Jumpstart release, and one of which comes from Dominaria United. And it will also have one non-foil stained glass treatment land.
I don't
Here,
know
actually,
why.
I'll show you those lands coming right up. In fact, we're going to get to the previews right now because that's what you all came here to see. Lost Legends, obviously very exciting, but we're going to show you some of the cards from the main
Let's
set
go.
as well. We're going to kick things off with something a little bit familiar. So we're returning
All right,
to
give me
Dominaria.
something
That
good.
means that
Come
you
on,
are going to
Blake.
see familiar places,
Give me
familiar
some land
names,
destruction.
and it's going to feel like home. And we're kicking things
Daddy
off with
needs
Aya box
a
from
big dick land destruction. Okay. Can I get highs?
Llanowar Lone Speaker. This is an elf druid, obviously hailing from Llanowar. The 1/3 for 1 and
This
taps,
like
adds
this
1
feels
mana
like a
color,
throwback
and then it
art.
also taps that for target land you control.
I don't know. I feel like it has old school vibe artwork. No, is that just me? I like it. Maybe that's just me. I don't know, it looks good.
Until in turn, the land activates.
That's all I'm gonna say. Looks
Of
good.
course, this also comes in the
I'm
main
for
set,
it.
and there is an extended version found in collector boosters. Dominaria United, but we're not coming back to the plane because everything is hunky-dory. There is some
Significantly.
evil lurking under the surface, and if you've ever been to Dominaria, you might be able to guess what is creeping in. Our next preview card is Evolved Sleeper. So we're going to talk.
Resident Sleeper.
Been to Dominaria, you might
Is that a Triant?
be able to guess what is creeping in. Our next preview card is Evolved Sleep.
Any resident sleepers in chat? Any sleepers? Any lurkers? Any resident sleepers? Evolved Sleeper becomes a human cleric? Better than a resident creeper?
There is only one thing worse than a rapist. Boom. A child. No.
Ah! True.
So we're going to talk more about the lore of Dominaria as we get closer to the set. But if you're all familiar with the set, you know that sleeper agents played a big role in the previous invasion.
Wait, they got Vin Diesel?
Of Dominaria by Phyrexia. So if you're familiar with the set, you know that sleeper agents played a big role in the previous invasion.
All right, I'm making a painting.
A few moments later.
What is this supposed to do? Evolve Sleep. I mean, it's Vin Diesel. That's as far as I got. 1 mana, 1/1 in black with way too much text. Fuck. We'll figure it out once it fucks me over, right?
On it, and it becomes a 1 counter on it. Phyrexia sneaking around shows the return 1 blue. So you can pay the kicker cost. So Temporal Firestorm, 3 and 2 red. It has kicker of 1 white and or 1 blue. So you can
Okay, maybe I actually do want it. It's a rare. Let's see. Let's see what it actually does. If we become a 2/2, sure. If it's a cleric, put a death touch counter on it. And it becomes a Phyrexian. The base power and toughness of 3/3. Okay. If it's a Phyrexian, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Then you draw a card and you lose a life. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So late game, it's like it's not completely useless. Because if you attack, it's 6 mana. And it's a 4/4 with Death Touch. And you draw a card. Guess it's not the worst thing. I'll just mute my mic for a minute.
It has kicker of 1 white and or 1 blue. So you can pay the kicker cost when you cast a spell. It's an additional cost. And if you pay the kicker, you get an extra ability. And this one in particular, the kicker is showing Teferi teaming up with Jaya to battle their enemy. So this one, 3 red and red for a sorcery. Kicker 1 white and 1 blue. Choose up to X creatures and or planeswalkers you control.
I hate
Where
this
X
dog
is the
so
number
much.
of times this spell was kicked. Those permanents phase out. And then Temporal Firestorm deals 5 damage to each.
And or. Okay. Choose up to X creatures. What's worse than a rapist? This dog, specifically. I love dogs. I love dogs, but I'm slowly becoming a cat person. It's almost multi-kicker. Yeah, it's a 2 maximum. It's a multi-kicker with a maximum of 1. Choose up to X creature and or planeswalker cards you control, where X is the number of times the spell was kicked. Those permanents phase out. Deals 5 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. So what you're telling me is it's a 7 mana. This looks okay. Are you kidding me? This is a fucking dog shit, not even close to a Star of Extinction. Just play Star of Extinction. This is a horseshit. This is a horrible card. This is the worst card I've ever seen in my life. Just play Star of Extinction. So 9 mana sweeper, that's say, okay, play Star of Extinction and Teferi's Protection. And you save literally everything that you have. And you deal 20 damage to everything for 1 mana more. How about that?
Sure. And each lane.
Star is better. Yeah, this card fucking sucks.
And you may see a cycle that looks a lot like this of people teaming up. Now, of course, I promised to Planeswalker. Let's show off the Planeswalker. We're going to stick with Jaya here because Jaya.
Jaya, let's go. Jaya. All right, create a 1/1 red monk. That's new. With prowess. Oh. -1 exile top 2 cards of your library.
So Jaya is a legendary planeswalker for 2 red and red. 4 loyalty. Jaya has 4 abilities. The first one creates a 1/1 red monk creature token with prowess. The -1 exiles the top 2 cards of your library. You can choose one of them, and you may play that card this turn. For -2, you can choose target creature and opponent control.
That kind of sucks. I mean, it's kind of good, but it kind of sucks. The fact that you can play them is very good. You don't have to cast them, which means you can play land with it. That's very important to note because a lot of the red planeswalkers don't allow you to do that. That is a very important distinguishable trait.
Controls, whenever you attack this turn, Jaya deals damage equal to the number of attacking creatures to that creature. And then the ultimate, -8, gets you that emblem on the far right. Whenever you cast a red instant or sorcery spell, copy it twice. You may choose new targets for the...
Copy it twice? So... land destruction?
Of course, it comes in that borderless version there in the middle with the alternate art showing Jaya doing her thing with fire. So we know Jaya is going to be intimately involved in the story. Again, tune in August 10th to learn more about exactly what she and the other heroes are battling. Now, as part of Dominaria United, as you saw on the calendar,
isn't the other Jaya better, the 5 mana Jaya?
Events.
She adds
promos.
mana?
In this case, we're going to show you the game day promos and the
She also wants some Vorin clicks. Yeah, you're probably right.
Ready for those events. So, game day promos. Let's show the first one. Touch the Spirit Realm.
3 Brushed Honor, Star of Extinction. Let's go.
Amagawa.
I'll give you a touch from the Spirit Realm.
Dynasty. That's getting this new treatment. Then we've got Workshop Warchief. Again, another promo you can earn at game day from Streets of New Capenna with new art. And then finally,
Just battlefield, you gain 3 life. When it dies, create a 4/4.
A Dominaria United card. It gets the
X +1/+1 counters on it. Seems pretty good.
Promo treatment. This is a new card. This is Shivan Devastator. It costs a red and X for a creature Dragon Hydra. It has flying, it has haste, and it enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. It's a flying fireball straight to the face that just gets to keep going. And of course, this card is in the main set as well. So we have...
I feel like this is... I hate this card. I feel like a lot of people are... I feel like this is a really good card. This is a good card, right? Like a really good card? Like people are going to play this card. Right? Then fling it? Well... No, people are going to play this card, though. Because it's good for late game? Bad card? Really? I thought it would be good for red in late game.
The regular version, it is a mythic. And the extended version. Again, that extended version is available in Collect Producers.
I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good.
Also has some pretty fantastic promos. The first one for participating is Spell Pierce.
Yeah, why Spell Pierce all the time? Yeah, it fills the curve. It can do anything you want it to do.
Doing its thing. Fantastic for you Merfolk players out there. Next,
the fact that it has evasion is really good too.
Up the top 8 promo. Make the top 8. Get this fancy Gilded Goose. It's holding a fish in its mouth.
Ball Lightning is pretty much a burn card. Yeah, but it doesn't have flying. It's 3 mana though, so it's a bit different.
Burns little babies.
Why is Spell Pierce rare? Because of the art. Same
and
with
then
Gilded
finally,
Goose. The goose is loose!
If you win the whole thing at your local game store, full art, text list, on math, locus of creation. Wow your friends by knowing what all the abilities by heart. This monster elemental is yours for the taking if you win your store championship. We are going to show off some more promos in a moment, but first, we started talking about some stained glass cards, and we want to show you just a sample of those. So we are going to do stained glass basic lands. So why don't we show off the 5 stained glass basic lands here? So these are going to come in both non-foil and foil.
Those are kind of cool.
You can get them in all kinds of packs. And then this is what the foil versions look like in
Those
real
are
life.
super
and again,
cool.
that stained glass treatment is going to be applied to a bunch of different cards. But the basic lands are gorgeous and very shiny.
These full art stuff they've done before should make them double faced. Text
Now,
on the back.
You're going to be able to start getting all of this at your pre-releases.
Are those $150
That
lands?
kick off September 2nd. Also kicking off September 2nd is a very cool promotion. So we are starting our celebration of Magic's 30th anniversary. It's going to be a year-long celebration. We have a ton of stuff going on, including Magic 30 later this year. But as part of that promotion, we're kind of going year by year and celebrating iconic cards from Magic's
Who's going to Magic 30 in October?
history that you can get at your local game store for attending a pre-release. The first batch of 3, we're going to do 30 of these, are the ones we're about to show now. So the first one is Sarah Angel. First printed in 1993, so you'll see on there 1993. You'll have the year that it was printed. And then we have the next one, Ball Lightning. First printed in 1994.
There you go. They reprinted Ball Lightning. You're welcome.
They come in the retro frame. And then
there you go. Twitch Prime. We were just talking about how I never ask for Twitch Primes.
Selection of these 30 cards are
Kappa.
going to be printed only in the language, only in a single language that isn't English, to celebrate the many languages that Magic has been printed in. So one of them,
Floridenhelfen,
is a Feinhorn Elf that no matter where you're at will come to you in German. So you will get Feinhorn Elfen, which is an Elf Druide. First printed in 1995.
Yeah, that's what I
In
said.
Ice Age, we are celebrating German here with this promo Feinhorn Elf.
Let's go, Germans. Germany
now, speaking
is my second most watched country in the entire world. Shout outs to my Germans.
Of celebrating 30 years of Magic. We have a ton of stuff coming up next year.
Shout outs
And if
to
you're interested in
Germany.
learning
Let's
about a lot of
go.
it, if not all of it, and everything else Wizards of the Coast is up to, then the 18th of August is going to be Wizards Presents. Wizards Presents is going to be a celebration of all things Wizards of the Coast. You'll learn about Dungeons & Dragons. You'll learn about upcoming Magic sets.
All things.
Happening August 18th. This is going
Does that mean maybe we get what is it called? The TV show? The Netflix TV? I don't know what the show is called. Is it just Magic the Gathering?
to lead into Dominaria United previews. There it is, August 18th. Mark your calendars now. If you're curious,
Marked.
if you want a little taste of kind of what we're going to be talking about,
It is marked.
Here's a timeline. We've shown this before, but we are going to fill in a lot of these blanks. What's lacrosse? What's marathon? What's marathon?
Wait, are you gonna... Did they reveal all the cards for the unset? Because that comes out in October, right? You know they won't do it, but you really want the unset on Arena? Me too. It would make me really enjoy Magic again. But good news is that when we go to TwitchCon in October? When is it? September? October 7th through 9th. Yeah. That's October 7th is the same day that the unset comes out. So I'm going to buy a box and then we're going to do a draft on stream. Right? Because we'll be doing Hype Train's close. Choo motherfuckers. Yeah, so we're going to be doing IRL streams. It'll be me, Level 99 Herbie, Nerdy Kitty, and Lobo Peaches. That's going to be at least 4. And we'll probably just find another 4. I know that Ollie is going to stop by at some point in time. I'm going to have to meet up with John Likes Games somewhere. I don't think he's allowed to be seen where we're staying. Especially if we're streaming because, you know, he's super family friendly. And we're a bunch of fucking degenerates. We got our fucking sweet We didn't go through it. It's just Airbnb, right? I think it's just an Airbnb. We got our Airbnb. It's got a hot tub and shit, so we're gonna do a hot tub stream, and we're gonna do some IRL cooking streams, and we're gonna do an unset drafting stream. So we got a lot of stuff that we're gonna be doing. I hope you all enjoy it.
Epilogue, netball, off-roading. All of those things will be answered and more at Wizards Present.
I know it's a TwitchCon thing. I don't even know how much I'm going to be going to the actual TwitchCon. Is it BB? Yeah, BBT is going to be coming over as well at some point in time. That is true. Maybe he'll do the unset draft with us. I should probably contact a bunch of people to see who wants to do the unset.
On that will be coming as we get closer to the event. Okay. We have covered a ton of information here, including a promotion unlike anything we've ever done before.
Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it to this point, it means you either really enjoyed the video or you fell asleep and I'm waking you up now. Either way, thank you for all the support. I really do appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, come out with videos 7 days a week.